A-1 Solo Invictus here. Today we will be covering another best of three from different players as the last game. We will be witnessing Iker Beck commanding Lusitani fighting against Simplified, which is going to be using Galatia. We're going to see two interesting builds for both players. Lusitani is a tough faction to use, although in this tournament they do have the right to bring 8 melee infantry and 5 of the same. As per most faction, are going to be stuck at 7 melee infantry and 4 of the same. That being said, we'll see 5 veteran shield warrior, 1 Iberian swordman, 1 Lusitani noble. There will be 2 Scutari cav, 3 Scutari cav, forgive me, 2 Cantabrian, backed up by the Lusitani guerrilla, which is kind of going to help compensate for their lack of good skirmishing cav, or at least their cavalry is very, very expensive. 4 Galatia. We'll see 3 Galatian raiders, amazing melee stats. Their jav is not as good as the Cantabrian cavalry javelin though. Levy Freemen, that's going to be 3 of them for Galatia. Then we'll see 3 Galatian swords, 4 Galatian legionnaire. Celtic slingers, 3 of them. There's going to be 2 Cappadocian and 2 nobles. So cavalry-wise, Galatia is extremely scary. We'll see a bit of a feint charge. He's gonna end up paying for it. Good job by Iker not to panic and pull back his slingers. He was able to see that this was not a real threat and just capitalize on it and damage that unit. So build-wise, I mean, that's a tough one. Lusitani doesn't have a meat shield, and Galatia does have the cap superiority, which means that we might see veteran shield warrior getting absolutely slammed by cavalry and then reinforced by cheap melee infantry, which are going to be which are going to pay for themselves really if they reinforce a cavalry charge onto a medium, or that's actually a heavy unit, but their mass is low, so they're going to die to cav like it's nothing. So if the Galatian swords follow up cavalry, they're going to pay for themselves very well. The Galatian legionnaire is a threat to Lusitani, but it all depends. If the Lusitani doesn't get shot and damaged prior taking a fight against the Galatian legionnaires, they will perform very well. As far as the builds are concerned, I'm going to give the edge to Galatia. As far as the faction is concerned, I'm going to give the edge to Galatia as well. We'll see some initial shot being popped by Simplified into a beautiful target, which is the Galatian sword. And we see something interesting here from Galatia. The Galatian swords are actually going to be leading the way. I would have expected the Levy Freemen to be there, so they would be the first ones to eat the javelin. I'm not quite sure why he's doing it that way. I guess it's because he wants the cavalry to work with the Galatian legionnaire. So as soon as the Galatian swords, so as soon as the cavalry would connect, then it is Galatian swords that are closest to it instead of it being Levy Freemen. So I would assume this is why he went for that. Iberian slingers did get some kill. Galatian sword did take some damage. The Bellaric already up 11 killed, 3 on that one, 4 on that one. So good job so far with the slingers. We'll see Lusitani pulling back wisely. We should see the cavalry leading the charge at any point now. Okay, so we have the Cappadocian now being focused. Beautiful play by Lusitani, focusing on the cavalry ASAP. That's a very good move. That Galatian sword is about to be charged by the veteran shield warrior, which will not enjoy their life right now. Bow! Get absolutely wrecked. They will be reinforced right away with the Galatian swords. It seems on this side there was a feint with the cavalry. They did not charge into the veteran shield warrior. So that veteran shield warrior kind of in a good position, but it is taking a bit of friendly fire, it seems like, and now getting countercharge. Beautiful job by Iker to focus on the Cappadocian cap. That veteran shield warrior that got hit by cavalry, as you can see, is getting absolutely shredded by the Galatian sword. The Galatian sword paying for themselves, already up 36 kill against a much stronger unit. Here we'll see a bit of a fuck show. The Scutari charged into the Levy Freemen, being reinforced by the guerrillas. Cappadocian cap came in and laid their earth. Now we'll see Galatian legionnaires starting to reinforce. We see a break with the veteran shield warrior, which means that Galatian sword is going to be free to start shooting for the rear, although he needs to be careful with Scutari cap. So what Lusitania has to do now is keep their slingers safe. They are the key to his victory. We are seeing the cheap swords unit starting to break slowly but surely, or at least, yeah, no, only one of this sword unit for Galatia is breaking. The Skitarii Cav being absolutely mauled. One very healthy one, so good move there, Iker, to get into that Galatian Legionnaire, Galatian sword, forgive me. That's going to be very deciding. So we got 55 veteran shield warrior going against legionnaires. The legionnaires will mop the floor with them, I believe. Although they did take more damage than expected on the charge. We're seeing a break from the veteran. The Lusitani noble putting the earth on the levy freeman, and I believe they connected with the Galatian swords as well. So let's assess the situation a little bit. So we see a surrounding happening by Galatia, and there should be able to start connecting into those slingers with those very deadly Galatian raiders. The general is going to push in the center, but there's going to be some sort of a slinger pressure. He needs to be extremely careful. If the general of Lusitani dies, that could be a GG potentially. Clutch play, yes. Cantabrian Cav getting cut. Sorry, Galatian raiders getting cut, which allows this Galatian Raider to proceed. That Galatian Raider is going to get into the slingers. Wow, this could be a GG for Lusitani. Those Galatian Raiders will get so many kills, guys. He has 4 slingers lined up. Yeah. Now that Lusitani Noble is starting to die. Look at the amount of kill, though. Oof. This is looking good for Galatia, I think. Lusitani Noble seems to be dying. We have the Galatian Raiders gathering insane amount of kill right there. They'll finish with a lot of kills for sure. He's going to start going against the routing unit, I'm sure, to make sure they don't come back. At 52 Balearic Slingers will come back. He needs to charge those units ASAP. The infantry fight is being won. Oh no, the Celtics... Okay, so yeah, the Galatian general died. The Celtic Slingers are going to get sandwiched between the Cantabrian and the Noble Swords. This one got cut, but it's Qatari. Ooh. I'm not quite sure anymore. If those slingers come back, it could be very bad. What a shame. He has to get those guys ASAP. The slingers must die. That Galatian Legionnaire very healthy chasing. Wow, what a change of dynamic. With those slingers dying, or routing, I should say, the dynamic is changing big time. Those Lusitani Noble did not die as expected. He did a good move going after the slingers instead of sticking to the melee fight with the Lusitani Noble. So this allowed him to catch with the slingers and sandwich them with cavalry. Wow, beautiful play by Iker. I thought he was losing this for sure. Yeah, 2 minutes left in the battle. God damn. Look at that 200 kill. I mean, that Galatian Raider is very scary, but the infantry of Galatia just ended up faltering due to the general death. That Galatian Legionnaires had to be closer to that fight. Absolutely. Was chasing those shitty Skitarii Spearmen. I say shitty, they're a good unit, but compared to the Galatian Legionnaire, they're a shitty unit. Wow. Let's fast forward the end of that battle. Beautiful play by Lusitani. Really caught me off guard what he managed to do. Lusitani is a lesser faction than Galatia, I feel like. Although the rules do help them a little, I truly believe they are a lesser faction. Oh, we might just enjoy that, the end of that battle in a cinematic view. Yeah, I feel Galatia would have had a better chance by canceling perhaps one noble horse and trying to bring two archers. Look at that. Iker Beck 1,532 loss and 1,313 kills. That very rarely do you see that in Total War Rome 2, where you have more loss and less kill, but you end up winning. So the the Slinger doing just enough to pull the victory. Veteran Shield Warriors getting absolutely shredded at the exception of one. Perhaps we could say two. Lusitani Noble coming in clutch. Skitari Cav coming in clutch. I missed the action on the Lusitani Guerrilla, although it did seem like they get some Jav into cavalry. Canterbury and used relatively well. I find they did their job. Now that hurts. You can have so that right there is 2,600 gold being used for a little bit over 50 kill, 52 kill to be precise. This is terrible, terrible, terrible. And as a matter of fact, you can throw in these guys in there and it makes it even worse. Very little kill. One Cappadocian getting a fair amount of kills. The cavalry that did ended up paying for itself and more is going to be the Galatian Legion, Galatian Raiders. Galatian Legion are two of them doing great. Two of them doing good, one of them doing fantastic. The Galatian swords serve their purpose. Celtic slingers. I mean, I thought they had a general, man. If the general had died, that would have been GG, and Simplified would have taken it. So that was the game one of Best of Three. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the battlefield soon for game two. Solo Invictus signing off. Bye.